Oh my goodness. Ugh, this is so funny. I've never done a live like this. But this is how I'll be getting ready. And I was like, why don't I just go live? And while I get ready, and it's Thanksgiving. So you guys are probably all eating and doing shit right now. I made potato salad. I'm checking my phone. I made potato salad. I'm gonna make rice. I need to make rice in like an hour. I think I'm gonna start it, and then that's it. But we be just like getting ready as if we're actually gonna go somewhere, which we're not. We're going to literally the kitchen in the living room. But it's like the only occasion that I actually will get ready for. So let's get ready. So, if anybody wants to know what makeup I use, I don't actually do my makeup like this anymore because I don't have a job anymore to go to. So I don't have to wear makeup anymore. But this is what I used to wear when I worked at Chili's. And it would stay on all fucking day. So it's Rimmel London's Stay Matte. If you want something thick and matte that's gonna stay on all day. Literally right when the pandemic hit, can you guys see that? Stay Matte Rimmel London. It's definitely thick. She thick. Okay, look. It's thick. But it will stay on all day. Like if you have a job like I did where you're like running around and you need it to stay on all day. Like I would work literally 10-hour shifts and people would still like my makeup would still look flawless when I got home. So it's definitely for that. But now we don't be doing that because now everything is like supernatural. So ever since COVID. But during right when look and I look how white it is on me. I had bought these pre-COVID. You're supposed to like throw your makeup out, but I never do. But I've gotten more sun now that I'm outside more. And look, it's fucking pale on me. So, anyway, when COVID hit, I was like stressing out that I wasn't gonna be able to buy makeup, and so I literally bought so many of these. Literally haven't used any of them. I like stopped wearing makeup after COVID. So I look like a damn ghost right now. This is so light on me because I haven't gone to buy any new makeup because I don't care about wearing makeup anymore like that. But I do need to actually go buy new makeup because like I look like a fucking mess. Damn, I really do need to go buy new makeup. I look like a ghost. I didn't know I had actually gotten that much color. But the holidays are here and I'm gonna be doing my makeup and I don't wanna look discolored. Like I was watching Love Island. I was watching Love Island and the host, her face was white as fuck. And I was like, who did her makeup? I was like, they needed to pick a darker shade. Well, hi. Here's me. Also, needing to go get a darker shade. I feel like I'm like filming a video that I'm going to be posting later, but it's just actually going to go on. It's actually kind of cool because then I don't have to worry about taking up any storage in my phone, about transferring it over to, my computer, because I film on my phone because that's all I have to film on. Because filming on your laptop isn't going to be that good of quality. So I film on my phone and then I have to transfer it, but I'm like running out of storage because literally TikTok takes up so much storage space. TikTok literally is taking up like 60 gigabytes of my phone. And the only way to get rid of it is to delete the app. And they say to delete the app, but then it's going to delete like all your drafts and everything. So you have to essentially post your drafts and then delete the app. I don't have like any drafts right now that I care about, but I can't remember like all of my passwords. So I have to, because everything's on like facial recognition, which is annoying because then I just forget what my passwords are. So I need to make sure that I know my passwords before I delete the app and then I can't get back in. Okay, so I'm gonna powder. Oh wait, I forgot to do concealer. So the concealer that I use is a Revolution Conceal and Define, and this is also really light. I got a new one. It's a little darker. I just haven't opened it yet because I'm not finished with this one. Oh my god, my mirror broke too, you guys. My mirror broke. I've had this mirror for literally ages, okay? And it never broke. And for those of you who know Frida's in my vlogs from the New York vlog. She was like, "Oh my god." I had taken it with me to New York and she was like, "Oh my god, I'm scared this mirror's gonna break." And I was like, "Why? I've had it for years and it's never broken." Bitch, then it breaks. She jinxed me. So anyway, my eyelashes, you guys, because I sleep with like a sleep mask on, and so my eyelashes are like fucked up. Okay, so that was my concealer, and then I like to set that with pressed powder. And I have this L'Oreal True Match. This is all drugstore makeup, y'all. So you guys could get cheap makeup. Don't be spending all your money on makeup. My makeup is old as fuck, and I'm a makeup artist. And do you think I care? No. Because it's all just a bunch of fucking product. And I know that there's a lot of, I don't know, cancerous causing chemicals and all our shit. But, everything is giving us cancer these days. Okay, so then my powder, which I cannot find in the US of A, but I know Canada still has it, is the NYC loose powder. Now this would cost me literally like $3. It was so fucking cheap. All my makeup was so cheap. And it was great because all makeup is made in like the same 3 factories in the world, and all that's different is just the brand name and a little bit of the formula. So there's really just no reason to be spending your money on expensive makeup. And people who would spend, and I'm a makeup artist, and I just can't fathom. I can't bring myself to spending like $60 on fucking makeup. Like what? Now I would spend money on mascara because I really went through a phase where I was really into mascara, and I was like, I just need to buy the best mascara. So I would get like Better Than Sex mascara is good, but the mascaras were like fucking $28. They're so expensive. And I'm like, this is insane. Like I just can't justify spending that much money on makeup. The most expensive makeup that I would buy was like MAC products for like my palette, like my eyeshadows. But that was when I was like, in my early 20s and it was like all the rave. But just these days, they say makeup expires, and I think makeup that really expires is like mascara. Like I remember when I was a kid, I tried on my mom's mascara and I got allergic. Like I had a reaction to it, and so then I thought I was allergic to mascara, so I always just use clear hypoallergenic mascara from Almay. But turns out that I think it was just old. And then I was like, oh, I'm not allergic to mascara. Just kidding. But anyway, so that powder helps me get back into like the same color. Cause like that, the concealer was really, really light, or the foundation was really light. Okay, so this is my blush, which is literally at the very end of it, because as you can see, there's nothing there, and it's just little crummies. And it's also NYC. So when I realized that I couldn't buy this in US of A anymore, I ordered it online, and I ordered like a whole bunch. Because once I find something I like, I'm like, I'm just gonna buy in bulk. That way I don't have to come back and keep buying more. And especially when they had like gotten rid of it, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy in bulk. Because I can't even find it online anymore. Because I knew it was gonna be discontinued. I knew it was gonna be like, because it got discontinued in US. So I was like, well, let me buy a bunch. And I did. And I like to powder put blush on my nose as well. So it's like a little pink. You gotta have some definition. Do you guys, okay, I don't know who even is in this chat right now, but there was a show on like Telemundo, I think it was, and it was called El Protagonista. And it was about like people who wanted to be in a soap opera. who were like trying to act. It was like Big Brother, but for actors. And then I remember there was one girl on there who would do her makeup, and she would do like the her cheeks and her nose, and it always looks so cute. And that just really stuck with me. I always get shit on my bed, and it's white. Okay. So, oh yeah. Okay, so now onto the eyebrows. My eyebrow kit is also cheap. Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild ultimate brow kit, which again also was a little difficult to find, so I bought in bulk online. I swear, it's like everything that I like. I don't like to say this because I don't want to manifest it, but this is the true story, is that everything I like gets discontinued. So I always try to, when I find something I like, I get it a ton because I'm like, oh my God. And then it usually happens, but I'm trying to change that narrative. I'm trying to change the story. Oh yeah, I forgot I was going to tell you guys about my dream. I use Wet n Wild blush today. Nice. Okay, I forgot I was going to tell you guys about my dream. Actually, it's on my phone, but I'm just going to recant it because I think, oh my God, there's a huge ship over my house right now. Whoa. Hold on. I think I got to take you guys outside to see this. Hold on. You guys got to see this. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I can have it. Can you guys see it? Look at that. Oh my gosh. They're like piling in. Look at that. How freaking cool. It looks so fake. Tell me it doesn't look so fake. Like we're literally living in a matrix. Dude. That's nuts. And it's like getting cold. I wonder if it's going to rain now. Okay, so for my dream, I had a dream that I'm trying to remember which part was first. Okay, so first I had a dream with this girl from TikTok. So this girl, I think her name is Kristen or something. Anyway, I just started following her last night on Instagram. So I wonder if that's why like she showed up in my dream. But obviously everything's connected, so there's a connection. But her sister passed away a few years ago, and that was like one of the first videos I think, or the first video that I ever saw of her, and it just like broke my heart that she lost her sister, and she was so heartbroken because they were best friends, and like my sister and I are best friends, so I cannot imagine losing my sister. And so she showed up in my dream last night. And in my dream, where I remember where it like starts off is she was like walking up this, and she really does have like little short steps to her front door. She was walking up the steps to her front door, and she was going to, something happened with like a key or getting into the door or something, and she was with a friend. She's gonna open the door, and I was like, Kristen. I was like calling after her, and she wasn't hearing me. And then I wanted to tell her like, oh, we're neighbors, so if you ever get locked outside, just let me know and I can let you in. And then she opened the door, and then I came in, and then I remember we went over to like the side of her place, and we went out to her like her little backyard area, and I was like, hey. And then I was like, I just want to tell you that like I've been watching your videos for a while now, and I think the first one that I watched of you was when you lost your sister, and I'm so sorry because like my sister sent it to me, and I can't imagine losing my sister. And I was like, can I hug you? And I gave her a hug in my dream. And then I was like, and just so you know, like we're neighbors, so like we had like a connecting door that connected our places. So I was like, if you ever need anything, like I'm here, you know, you can just let me know. And I was like, oh my God, and it's so funny. I literally just started following you on Instagram last night. So like that's crazy that I said that in my dream, because I did start following her on Instagram. And I was like, oh my God, I just started following you on Instagram last night. And then I was like, it was like she didn't know who I was. So I didn't want to be weird and be like, you know, but I wanted her to know, like, oh, I also create content. Like I was like, it was like I was trying to think of a way to say it so that she knew that I wasn't just like a fan kind of thing. Like I was like also a content creator, and so I was like, oh yeah, and like I also make content and stuff, and then that like flipped. Like that was pretty much all that I remember from that. Then I think it was like the next dream. I have a dream where I'm at this pizza place and I was gonna get pizza with my sister, and this place was so jam packed. It was like super, super popular. This super, like, all the rave pizza place right now. And, but it wasn't like a restaurant style. It was set up kind of like a grocery store. Like, there were aisles and like the lines were forever long. Like, people were lining up to get this pizza, and the way that it worked, it was like you got your own pizza made. Like they would make your pizza for you, kind of like Blaze and stuff like that. But it was like you got to the end of the line and it was like they put on a show for you and they make your own pizza and like you ask for whatever you want. And I think like Ryan was there, and I was with my sister. It was like Ryan was like showing it to us because he's like, look, like everyone loves this place, it's a really good spot. And then my sister had kind of like left the line, and then I get to like the front of the line, and he the chef or whatever makes my pizza, and it's a pretty small pizza. It's like a personal pan pizza or whatever, pretty small. And I was like, okay. And I remember what it looks like. It like was, not perfect, uneven, fluffy. It literally looked like Pizza Hut pizza. And I was like, I need to go find my sister and see if she still wants this pizza. Like, if does she want to share a pizza, or are we getting one pizza each? Because this pizza is way too small and I'm going to need my own. Like, I'm not going to share this with her. And then I went to go find her, and I was like, honestly, I don't really get what the hype is of this place because the pizza tastes like Pizza Hut. It's really not that great. And then I was like, so my sister didn't get one. And then I was just like, yeah, let's just leave because I'm not going to wait again for a pizza. So we left. So then we go outside, and I think all of this is so interesting because everything has a little connection. So we go outside, and there's like, I don't know how to explain it. There's like a silver coil metal rod, but it's like a rope type of thing. I don't know if you guys have ever like seen it. You know when like something's like hanging and you like it's like a wire. Oh, like if you're zip lining, like one of those metal cords kind of thing, right? And it was silver. So obviously I think of silver cord. And silver cord is what's attached to us and our soul when we go into the dream realm and everything like that. We have a silver cord attached to us. And then so there's kind of like a gate that's like opened up to the pizza place. And like obviously I'm gonna think of pizza gate. Like what the fuck, right? Then my grandma shows up and she cuts the cord. My grandma cut the cord and I had been holding on to it. And so when she cut it, I was like, I was like so scared that it was gonna drop and that thing was gonna like burn my hand because I had been holding on to it and it was just gonna snap off. And so I was like, like I was like really scared that it was gonna hurt me. And I was like holding on to it and it just went really slow. It went slow, slow. And I was like, oh thank God it didn't burn my hand. That was super interesting. Then we're walking around and I realized we're in this plaza in my hometown in Lake Mary. And I was like, oh, okay, we're back here. And then my sister and I get in the car with my grandma, and my grandma was driving us. And my grandma doesn't drive now. She didn't drive now. But in my dream, she was driving us. And um and I'm seeing like my hometown. In my dream, I'm seeing my hometown. And I was sitting in the backseat and I was like, oh, I feel so good to be back home. I do go back home in my dreams a lot. And so I was like, oh, it's good to be back home. It was like really comforting. And then um my grandma's driving us, and I'm like, oh shit. So we were gonna go meet up with my parents. And I haven't been talking to my parents for the last year. I don't talk to them. So in my dream, I was like, oh fuck, I have to go meet up with them now. And I haven't talked to them yet, and I really don't want to talk to them. So I was like dreading that. And then we go into my neighborhood, and then in my parents' neighborhood, and then there's a cul-de-sac like right away, and then which is like in real life there's a cul-de-sac right away, and so we go in, and at that point I realized that my grandma's driving us, and I was like, what are you doing driving? You know you're not supposed to be driving. And she was just like, hee hee. She loves driving, but she knows she can't drive anymore, but she was so happy to be driving in the dream. And then she like drove, and then she turned into the first cul-de-sac, and I was like, no grandma, like this isn't where we live. And then my sister's like, no, we're going to Veronica's house. And so I don't know if that's really her name. I think her name is really Veronica, but in my dream, it was like we were going to this lady's house who actually did live on our street when I was growing up. She lived down our street. We lived on a cul-de-sac as well, but it was a street over. And then our house was here, her house was down the street, and my mom was friends with her, and her name was Veronica, and she had a son. And that's whose house we were going to in my dream, but it was at a different place in my dream. In my dream, it was the first street, the first cul-de-sac. She lived in a house there in that little cul-de-sac, and that's where we were going. And I was like, and I remember what the house looks like. The house, I still remember, like, this house doesn't exist in real life, but this is what the house looked like in the dream in the neighborhood that does exist in real life. And it feels like I've been here before, because when I saw it, it was like I recognized it in my dream. And the house was between trees, and it's like white and black. And then it had stairs going up to the first level. It was 2 stories, and there was like a window, like a windowsill or whatever, and it was popping out, kind of like Full House, how it like pops out. It was like that at the top. And I remember seeing like what the stairs look like, what the handles look like wood like that. And I remember in my dream saying, oh, I remember when I was little, I used to ride my bike next to this house and think when and think, when I'm older, I'm going to have a house like this. That's what I said in my dream. And then it's like I have memories of me riding my bike around this house, but I've never seen this house in real life. So, like, I think I have gone there before in the dream realm. So then, as I'm walking up the stairs to the front door, I was like, well, let's see if I still feel that way. Because, like, maybe now as an adult, I might not like this house anymore, but I liked it when I was a kid because I was a kid and I just thought it looked cool. So then we walked into the house, and the house has like different areas. And it's like the first area that we walk into that we're meeting up at is kind of like a sunroom. And so we're in like that area, just like right when you walk in, it's kind of like a sunroom area. And then to the left of me, there's glass doors, but you know how like this door right here without the it's like this door right here without the blinds. So it was like that, and it had like double doors like that, and I could see into like the living room area, the kitchen area, and stuff like that. And I remember having like blue and brown, and I was like, this house is ugly. It actually was like old, so I was like, never mind. But anyways, so when we first walk in to I first walk in, and my parents are sitting there. So we're at the end of the sunroom, and my parents are sitting right next to each other over here. Like their back is to where the glass doors were, and the living room and kitchen and everything. They're back there. Veronica is talking to them, and she's sitting, like if they're facing this, she's over here. Okay. And so I am face to face with my parents, and Veronica is over here to me. She's to my left, and my parents are in front of me. And I don't acknowledge my parents in my dream. I just see Veronica. And Veronica is literally, I don't even know how to describe it. It's Veronica, but her image is an image of my dog, but made out of crystals. But it was her dog who looked like my dog, whose name was Cruz. What the fuck? Okay, so she was inside of this image of crystals, and the crystals were in the shape of a dog that looked like my dog Oliver, but it was in remembrance, she said, to her dog Cruz. She said the dog was in remembrance to her dog Cruz, who had passed. And I was like, whoa, this is so cool. And I was like touching her and I could like move the crystals, like it was like pixels. And I was like, whoa, this is so cool. And I was like doing that. And I like was not even concerned about my parents because I just thought this was like the coolest thing that I could move her around. And then all of a sudden, Veronica was real. And then the dog came back to life. And then the dog is back to life and it looks just like Oliver. And like, except it had, like the brown spots when like dogs drink water or get teary-eyed, they get like brown spots. So it had the brown spots and also it had like an overbite and it looked like one of those, the world's ugly dogs that are like with their teeth sticking out. That's literally what the dog looked like with like a little overbite. But it was so white and so fluffy and so freaking cute that I jumped on top of it and I was like on the floor with the dog rolling around and I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. I was like so excited about how cute this dog is. And I was like, oh my God, he's so freaking cute. He's so, so, so cute. And I know this is going to give me allergies, but I don't even care because he's just so cute. And then I was like, how old is he? And she was like, oh, he's 5 months. And I was like, what? No, he's not. He's older than 5 months. And she's like, oh, yeah, he's actually 20 months. And I'm like, okay, so he's like about to be 2. Why are you saying 20 months? But okay. So it was 20 months. So that was interesting. And then I see that his tongue sticks out a little bit and it has green letters on it. It's like green and shiny. And I think it said help on it. And I was like, oh my God, his tongue says something. And I was like holding his face and I was like, stick your tongue out. I was like sticking my tongue out so he would know what to do. I'm like, stick your tongue out. And then he started like sticking his tongue out. And I was like, oh my God, he can understand me. I was like, stick your tongue out. I need to read what it says. Leave it out long enough so I can read what it says. I saw it really quick and I'm pretty sure it said help. And then the words started getting jumbled up. And I'm like, stick your tongue out, stick your tongue out. All of a sudden he sticks his tongue out and it literally was like a snake. It was like, whoa, super long. And it like went down and like wrapped around. And I was like, whoa. I like stepped back and I was like, whoa, I've never seen a dog's tongue this long before. And it was like, it literally looked like a snake. Like at first it looked like a regular tongue, like flat or whatever. But when it came out, it looked like a snake. Like it was like a tube like, and it was like clear kind of, but it was like clear, but also had color. It's kind of hard to explain. And it just like if it was like an alien or something, and it just like came out and it was like long and I was like, whoa, I've never seen a dog tongue like that before, but it didn't like scare me. I was just like, whoa, it's so long. And then that's all I remember. You guys, what do you think? You guys, I am getting some freaking awesome dreams, okay? And I definitely think that was a lot of codes in there. Like the pizza thing, Pizzagate, the cord being cut right at the pizza place by my grandma. It just sounds like, generational curses being broken. The Pizzagate stuff is over and done with. God, I've said that word a lot of times. I hope that YouTube doesn't fucking demonetize me for that. Because they do be on top of that shit. They be demonetizing you for every little thing you say. Because they don't want to actually pay people. So I gotta make sure that doesn't happen. But anyways, that, and then like the dog thing too. The dog thing too was interesting because dogs, okay, so the snake thing is interesting because the Syrians, I'm from Sirius B, and the Syrians have said, and there's a channeling of it on Gaia with the ambassador of the Syrians ambassador, and they said that when you start seeing snakes, that's them initiating you. And so I was like, oh my God, when I started seeing a bunch of snakes last year, I was like, I'm being initiated by the Syrians. And then I found out that I'm from Sirius and all that shit. Well, my sister just went and got a tarot reading and she got snakes that came up and I was like, oh my God. And then Brittany has been posting snakes. I had a vision with snakes. I pulled a Brittany card and it was the snake charmer. So I was like, oh, the Syrians are here in full fucking force. And then last night when I dreamt that about the dog and like essentially a snake coming out of his mouth, I was like, that is the Syrians, because in the channeling on Gaia with the ambassador of Syria, Syria. Oh my god, of Sirius. Um they said that they come in the shape of dog, in the shape and form of dogs, to help us. That's why his tongue said help on it, and then it turned into a snake, because the Syrians will come in dog form to help lead humans, but humans think that they're leading us. So like every time that we're walking a dog on a leash, we're not walking them, they're walking us. And it's the same thing essentially in life. They come here, Syrians come here disguised as dogs to help people. And so I know that Oliver is also part of my soul family, and he was a Syrian that came in that form to help with my family and unconditional love. And he was just literally, I know he came in to really help with that kind of stuff with my family, and he is just a little angel sent from above. So there were so many messages in that dream. It was so freaking cool. I hope that my close friends come over here and watch it, because I usually tell the story on close friends. But hopefully they can come over here. What are we, 30 minutes in? Yeah, 30 minutes in, and I tell the story. But it's so much better to do it on here, so that I don't have to, so that people can come over here and I can also get paid for it. I have allergies, but also I wanted to show you guys this palette. This palette is from my friend Marissa. She made this. It is called Declassified Cosmetics, and she sent this to me. And I am supposed to have an affiliate link. Oh my god, I gotta sneeze. Woo. I'm supposed to have an affiliate link with it, but for some reason I haven't been able to figure it out. So I do gotta figure that out. But either way, it's fine. You guys should still go support, even if it's not through my link. I want to show you guys this palette. And I just want to tell you that it was made in loving memory of Landon Borland. I don't know if that's how you said it, Landon. I knew Landon as well. I worked with Marissa at Halloween Horror Nights, and she was awesome. Like, she'd been working there a few years, and it was my first year, and she really just showed me around. Like when we were done with our shift and we could walk out into the park, I didn't know anyone. And Marissa was the one that would be like, oh, I can show you around. And she would just, let's go do this, let's go do that. And she took me around and invited me out afterwards, and I hung out with her and stuff. So Marissa was really cool. And we like lost touch of after Halloween Horror Nights, but stayed friends on social media. And then she's been going through this whole awakening as well. So it's been great to like, she's can have me as a person who, like, you know, lets her know she's not crazy kind of thing. And her and Landon was also a makeup artist that I also met at Halloween Horror Nights. And they decided to make their own makeup line together. And then Landon unfortunately died in a fire, I believe. From what I recall, his building that he was at caught on fire or something like that. From what I recall, I'm sorry if I'm not remembering the story correctly, but that's what is coming to mind. And it doesn't say it on here, so I don't know. But unfortunately, Landon passed, and so they were already making the palette, and she sent me one to share with you guys. So, I wish that my nose could stop. Sometimes makeup does give me allergies. I don't know if anybody else has that issue. Okay, so here it is. And this is like my first official time. I haven't even done a video on it, but I like that I'm doing it here, because I am going to let her know that I'm going to use it, because look at the colors. It's definitely good for Christmas as well, but it does have some brown on there. Look at my mermaid. Syrians, So there's the colors, and so they're pretty much the matte and then the glitter of them. And she's got this one that's called UFO. So I pulled it out to show to you guys, and I figured maybe I could use some of the brown or the reds in it. It also has got black. I haven't used it yet. I was waiting to use it so I could do like a review on it, but or like just use it on my videos. But I figured, hey, I'm gonna do my makeup today, so I might as well pull it out. For my makeup, what I have today in my palettes is that one. I've also got the Jaclyn Hill palette, which by Morphe. everybody goes through Morphe, so you know it's like it's probably pretty cheap. I mean, Kylie Jenner's makeup is also through Morphe, let's be honest. So here's the Jaclyn Hill palette. I've got the Jeffree Star Morphe palette. Jeffree Star palette. All this stuff is like, this is so 2016. But they're great palettes. So let me just look at my ring light. What a YouTuber. Okay, so there's the Jeffree Star palette. And then the other ones. Oh, wait, this one's also Truly, Madly, and Deeply ColourPop. ColourPop has some good ones too. Ooh, ColourPop. Truly, Madly. You can find these at Ulta. I really like this one for the glitters. The glitters, when you guys see me with glitters, that's the glitters I use. Okay, so we've got that. And then these other two are from this, like, essentially like a bootleg site that made like dupes of stuff. That went out of business, and I like wiped them dry, but they're great palettes too. So this is by Bad Habit. I remember Bad Habit was a really good brand that I liked. It was like an off brand, but it had really good dupes. And so these are both from Bad Habit. Not that you guys, I don't think, can find it anywhere now. That one's called After Party, and this one's called After Hours. And so this is what After Party looks like. It's definitely like a New Year's vibe kind of thing with the browns and the gold silvers kind of thing. That one. And then this is After Hours, which has got the pinks and reds, which definitely makes sense for After Hours. So, okay, I have, oh my God, my nose is like getting watery now. I have no idea what I'm going to wear today. So I'm going to do like something that's going to look fine with whatever I wear, but I'm definitely going to do like a Thanksgiving, type of feel, like a fall type of feel. So I do like the Jaclyn Hill colors that she's got here. I don't think I've ever even used them. They literally look completely brand new. So I think I am going to stick here. I like to bring a bunch of palettes out. I have more. This is just what I brought out for today. I like to bring a bunch of palettes out and then just see what calls to me, because you're never going to find everything you need in one palette. Okay. You're going to need a bunch of shit. Now, I don't do this when I'm doing makeup professionally, but for myself, I don't care. And I just use literally 2 brushes for all of my makeup. Oh, I forgot to get some Q-tips because I will probably be using glitter glue. So let's go ahead and start on my eyeshadow. I'm going to start with a neutral color, like this one. This is called Lynn by Jeffree Star. Let me take this out. This one, Lynn. Okay, I'm not showing you very well. That one right there. Oh my God, not me being a makeup artist YouTuber. Ironically, definitely didn't mean to turn into that, but I did once try to have a makeup channel on YouTube, and I did about 2 videos, and I was like, I can't do this. I don't like doing this. It takes a long time, and I just felt like it was a waste of product. I felt like it was a waste of makeup. I just didn't find it sustainable, and I know that like it was all the rave back in the day to like be, do makeup on YouTube. And believe me, that's what I wanted to do. But I was like, man, this is like a waste. Like, I'm wasting so much makeup on just making a video, and then I'm spending hours on it, and then I'm just going to take it off. That seemed like such a waste of money to me. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So that's why I never did it. But this is for an occasion. Okay, so I went ahead and put that one as like a base coat. And I'm going to go in with my more fluffy brush, and then I'm going to put the Jaclyn Hill. I don't know. She doesn't have the names on them. She has them on the back. I'm just going to go in with like one of these browns. It's like Hunts or Pukey. Great names, Jaclyn Hill. Okay. Dude, actually, I think I'm going to go in with the top ones because I like to start off light with the top ones. And then I'm going to work my way up. And then I'm going to do that on the crease. And then create like a little shadow. I know this is like not the best view for you guys, but I also didn't mean to make this into like a whole tutorial, but you guys get the picture, hopefully. Um, but dude, Jaclyn Hill had a lot of drama as well, right? Didn't she? I don't know if anybody knows, if anybody was keeping up with the YouTube world of drama. I'm just so grateful that nothing worked out for me. Like, oh my God, speaking of, Trisha Paytas is pregnant! She's pregnant again with her second baby. I'm so happy for her. And I was just watching her video this morning where she said she's so grateful that nothing worked out the way that she thought she wanted it to 10 years ago when she was in her 20s. And I'm like literally mood because I also feel the same exact way. I am just so grateful that nothing worked out the way that I thought I wanted it to because the Lord knew. You know what I'm saying? The Lord knew better. My higher self knew better, and thank God it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. Honestly, how did I want it to work out? Let's be real. I probably wanted to do YouTube videos, but then I feel like it just was not the right time. It just wasn't the right time because I'll tell you why. I got no filter, and the things that I would have said would have gotten me canceled. Okay, because I already say dumb shit, things that could get me canceled, I guess, in the world of people who care about canceling people. But back then, I definitely was not strong enough to be online like that, I just know. I was so reactive and I wouldn't process anything. I wouldn't process anything. I wouldn't give any time to process anything. I would just react, which is kind of what happened to me in 2020 when I first moved here. Was it 2020 or 2021? I think it was 2021. When I first moved here, and I had a little drama that happened on TikTok with this other creator. And I didn't know how to handle it, and I just started making like videos and definitely going on like a little Trisha rant. Just making a bunch of videos like responding to people because it's the first time I went viral for like something bad because someone else like it's a whole story. I'll have to tell it at some point. But anyway, it was just so out of context and so ridiculous. And nobody knew my side of the story. Everybody just sided with her because she only said her side. And it was really bad, and I was getting super, super attacked. And like I wasn't used to that. Like I had just started TikTok, and well, I had been a year on TikTok now, and I never had anything like that, and so I didn't know how to handle it. And so then I just started like making a bunch of videos back and saying things back and everything. And thank God for Ryan, who was like, no, I don't think you should do that. Like that's just gonna keep feeding the cycle. Like you just shouldn't do anything. And so then I ended up just deleting them. And yeah, I was like, wow, that was definitely a very much Trisha moment because Trisha definitely, she just be like going on her little rant, And so I had to go through like a few little things to get here. A few little things. It definitely didn't seem little in the moment. It definitely felt like, it was over and that's it. But I'm so grateful for all the things that happened because if I had not gone through that stuff and I had just kept doing the same type of content that I was doing before, which was my serving skits, like that would have just been all I would have been. Like I would have just done my serving skits and I would have that would have been like my whole shtick, Like I would have probably still stayed as a server and I probably would have just like kept making serving videos, which like nothing wrong with that. Everybody's got their thing. But I was clearly meant for more. Oh my God, 4411. That's literally what my camera just said. I'm clearly meant for more. And not saying that I'm like better or whatever than people. I'm just saying I was meant to do more than just my serving skits. I was meant to do more than just makeup. I was meant to do more than just, you know what I'm saying? Like I have more to say and more to bring to the table. And I think it's great that people find their thing and then they stick to it because they think if they change their content and they change to something else, then people aren't going to want to watch them. And so they should just stick to that one thing. They found the thing they're successful at, and they're only going to stay with that because they don't want to rock the boat. But I'm not like that. I definitely like to rock the boat. Okay, I like to rock the boat. I like to rock a lot of things. And so I just change my content all the time because I will get bored of myself. Like I get bored of my making content about the same thing for long periods of time. I'm like, okay, I'm bored. What's next? It's like ADHD. So technically what people will tell you in the social media world is, okay, you found your niche, stick to that, you know what you have to do, you know what hashtags you have to use, you know how the algorithm works, pay attention to this, pay attention to that, pay attention to bitch, I'll pay attention to shit. I literally just do whatever I want. I just do and say whatever I want because I'm like, I can't, it's too much to keep up with. It's too many rules. I don't care. If it's meant to be, it'll be. I'm not going to sit here and stress about this shit. And I can't stick to one thing because I'm like, that's so boring. Like, it's just so boring to just stick to one thing all the time. And that's why I like doing like my Brittany content because she's always giving us new clues. That's why I like doing things that have to do with like what's going on with pop culture and now with the government. Like I like to always be looking at different things because it's like fun to find new things. I don't want to keep always seeing the same thing over and over. And I can't imagine people like I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people only stick to like one thing all the time. Like I just get bored. And with my serving stuff, like I did my serving skits for a while and I did have a lot of content. I did have like and I could have kept telling stories for days. If you guys go through my YouTube videos, you guys will find my serving stuff. I could have said my serving stuff for days because there is always stupid ass fucking customers. You will always have somebody to talk about. But I'm glad that I like to be different. And when I first started TikTok, I will say it on record, there really was no one else doing the type of skits that I was doing on TikTok when I started because TikTok had recently just moved from Musically. And I got on in like December of 2019, January of 2020, before it blew up, like in the pandemic, okay? And no, I had seen people tell stories, customer service stories. I had seen people semi act out their serving stories, bartending stories, customer service stories with just flipping the camera back and forth. Hi, sir. How are you doing? I'm good. How are you? Like that. But I started acting them out as if I was both characters, as if I was, which this is nothing new. People have acted out characters, yes, but I'm telling you, in the hashtag server life TikTok world, no big creator was doing this at the time. No one was doing this. So I started dressing up like my characters, telling true stories as well. I was not making them up. There were true stories that really happened with the exact response and everything that went down. And I started doing that. And that blew up because no one was doing it at the time. And I went from, nothing to 100,000 in 3 to 4 months. So I blew up really fast on TikTok because my first video went viral on February 17th. And then the pandemic hit in March. And because I had been working at my videos, even though I wasn't having anybody watching them, I was still making them. I was having fun. And when you're having fun, you're going to keep doing it, whether anybody watches or not. And so I was having fun and I was making these videos because I love to act. I always wanted to be an actress. I like being funny. I am funny, even though you guys, normally don't see that side of me. But my mom always said I should do stand-up comedy because I used to come home and tell her all these stories about work. And she's like, you need to write a book or you need to do stand-up comedy. And I never wrote my stories down, but you can see most of them, a lot of them on my TikTok on Alex Serves. That's my first TikTok. My first TikTok account, Alex Serves. That's my serving skits. And there's some YouTube videos on here. I even made a YouTube video in 2012 when all that shit blank says kind of thing was going viral. I did shit customers say to servers, and that went viral on here at 330,000 views, which was a lot for YouTube, but I wasn't monetizing at the time, so it's not like I made any money off of it. And that would have been a great time to continue my YouTube career, and I did not. I just was like, oh, cool, I went viral on YouTube, and like that was it. So okay, I think I'm gonna do some glitter. So here's some glitter glue. You can just buy any glitter glue. This is like, it's called Starlit, of course. Starlit, not Starlit. Starlit. Um, Usually I would like to use a Q-tip for this because my fingertip is so fat. I don't want to overdo it because anywhere you put glitter glue, it will affect, if you're not going to put glitter on it, it will affect the makeup. Like right now I have, you know, kind of the color that I like. I don't want to put glitter on that, so I'm going to put it at like the center of my eyelids and then work in and kind of keep it a little low to the rim so that it doesn't get too much. So keep it exactly where you want it. Don't overdo it because then the glitter, it'll mess up your look. Okay, so I just put glitter glue and then I go in and then I'm going to go into, what do I want to use for that? Okay, I'm going to go into the glitters right here. These two are usually, I wish I could turn this. These two are the ones that I usually use. But I'm going to use the gold one. So I'm just going to put some on my finger and then put it on the lid. Okay, so anyways, what was I saying? I was talking about creating content and what else? I don't remember. I got distracted with my makeup. Oh, I was talking about my TikTok career. So let me tell you, I was just thinking about this while I was meditating, and I was like, man, I really got to tell this story sometime. Well, I guess I'm telling it now. When I first started TikTok, I was at my lowest point. Love Trisha. Oh my gosh, you like just did you like just started one? Or you must have taken a break. I don't know either. I get bored easily too. Um yeah, I think my page is perfect for people who like want a variety of things. I talk about so many things. I think it's so much fun. I'm like a hub. That's what I call myself, the download and decode hub, because I'm like I have so many different things that you could tune into. Like I like having a different type of audiences for different reasons, you know, and I like asking people like, "Oh, what brought you to my page? Like how did you find me?" Because I think it's cool to find out like what video brought you here, you know? Um so anyways, so what color do I want to use? I'll pop later. Okay. So, anyways, okay, so I was pretty much at my lowest point in January of 2020, like December of 2019, starting of January 2020, I was like at my lowest point and I was just like, dude, everything fucking sucks, fuck life, I hate everything. But then in January, like I want to say like maybe January 13th, something like that, this little angel came into my workplace called Chili's. And she really was an angel. Her name is Denise. She was Puerto Rican and she was just like this little old lady. And she came in at about 10 p.m. We closed at 11 and she sat at my booth 55 at my table, which 55 angel numbers. Sat there at table 55 and I always remember that because then I ended up getting a job there and I'm like, oh my god, I've had so many memories at this Chili's because I grew up next to it. So anyways, so Denise came in and she was talking to me and she's like, wow, you're so pretty. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then she's like, do you have a boyfriend? Are you married? And I was like, oh god, no. And she's like, why? And I was like, oh no, I don't want to think about that because I was so over guys. Like I was like, fuck love, love doesn't exist. Like I had given up on everything. And then I literally just wanted to escape. I wanted to like go into a hole and never crawl out, or I wanted to like start over a whole new life. I wanted to go somewhere where like no one knew me and I could just be free of everything. And then my sister had told me like my sister had told me in like September of the year before of 2019, she was like, hey, when my lease ends in June, I'm moving to San Diego. And I had never been to San Diego, but I had always wanted to move to LA. And I had been to LA in 2012 and was planning on moving there, and then I just never did. And I was like, oh, hell no, bitch. You got me fucked up if you think you're going to move without me and leave me here with mom and dad. Hell no. So I was like, well, I'm moving with you. So I really didn't care about like what was going on during that time. And so I was hooking up with these guys and, being reckless, smoking, drinking, things that I really wasn't doing that I normally wouldn't do, but I was just kind of giving up on life kind of thing. So I just didn't give a fuck. And I remember my best friend being like, Alex, this isn't like you. And I'm like, who cares? I'm fucking tired of being the good girl and doing everything I'm supposed to do. And then nothing ever pans out for me. So fuck it. I'm done with everything. I was really over it. And then this little angel comes in and she's like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? And I'm like, oh God, no, I don't want to think about that. And she's like, oh, but you're so pretty. And I'm like, okay, it doesn't mean I need a boyfriend. And then she grabs my hand and literally starts having this whole ass vision. And she's like, I need to share this because I told God, she had said how she like almost died a few times and that God had saved her life. And she said that, if God ever gave her a message about someone, that she was going to share it with them and wasn't going to be like afraid or anything. And I grew up in the church, so like this was nothing new to me. Like I'm like, yeah, girl, what message you got for me? I've always had a strong relationship with God, and I don't know anybody with stronger faith than I do. Let me tell you that, because even my parents were like scared that I was going to get sued, that like people were going to come after me with the whole Chili's thing when I started on TikTok doing that. And so I don't know anybody with stronger faith than me, let me tell you. And so I was like, yeah, girl, what's up? And she was like, holds my hand and she starts having these visions legit. And she just starts being like, wow. And she was like, I wish I could remember exactly what she said, but she pretty much just said, she said, oh my God. She said, don't give up. God has heard your prayers. God has heard you when you've cried at night, when you've prayed to him. And she was like saying things she couldn't have known. And she was like, God has been here with you. He has not forsaken you. He has not forgotten you. She's like, oh my God. She just kept saying, wow, wow. Oh my God. You're going to be blessed more than you even know. Oh my God. You're going to have so much. She literally could see it. She's like, you're going to have so much. You're going to be blessed. Like everything that you've asked God for, you're going to have that and more. Like you don't even know what's coming your way. Like, she's like, I know you're having issues with people here. And she was talking about like my coworkers, which I was having issues with them. And she's like, but don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. They don't mean anything. You have so much coming your way. You are going to be blessed beyond belief. Oh my God. Like, seriously, don't give up. Don't give up. You have to keep going. And I was like in tears because I was like, how the fuck this random ass lady know what the fuck is going on with my life? And she literally said, she just said, keep going. Don't stop. God has a plan for you. And she said, it won't make sense now. And I was 32 at the time, turning 33 in May. I was 32. I'm now 36. And she said, it won't make sense now, but it'll make sense in your 40s. And she said, and you're going to have a beautiful family. And I'm like, girl, bye. That part, I don't talk about it. But she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, you're going to have so much. And I was like, and honestly, she really is a really big reason that everything started, because it was like after that I stepped into like a different dimension. Literally, that was right before COVID hit. That was in January. And then in February, a month later, I went viral on TikTok with my serving account. Like 3 months later, I had hit 100K. Not only that, Chili's was like looking for a representative to represent them on TikTok. And because I worked there at the time and I was cool with them, because my Chili's was cool. Like my Chili's in Lake Mary was cool. I loved everyone I worked with. I loved my managers. What I didn't like was corporate. I knew corporate was full of shit and I knew corporate was fucking people over. And so that's what I didn't like about Chili's, was corporate. And then my manager was like, oh my God, did you hear Chili's is looking for someone on TikTok? Like you should apply. And I was like, no, because I want to be on my own and I don't want Chili's trying to tell me what I can do with my account. No, I'm not going to have them telling me what I can do with my account. And so I didn't want to, but then I thought about it and I was like, well, I guess I'll give it a shot. And if they try to tell me what to do, I will not do it. And so I applied and I won. And so then I won, like, they sent me, I had to do like a little video for them for Presidente Margaritas for like March 14th or something is their Presidente Margarita Day, something like that, 14th or 15th. So I had to do a video for them. And so I did a video for them, which is actually up on here too. My Chili's video is up on here if you guys want to see it. It was Chili's birthday. And so I did a video for them. And you guys can see my mom in it. She's in it too. I did a video for them, and then COVID hit literally like a few days later. So I did a video for them. I got paid for that. They sent me like $100 gift card and then some Chili's merch or whatever. And though you could see me like unboxing my Chili's packaging on my Alex Serves account. So guys, it's like 2:30, so I have to start go and making the rice. But I want to show you what my makeup looks like so far. Very fall Thanksgiving colors. Also, I like to take a lighter and put it on my eyelash curler instead of a blow dryer. Blow dryer takes too long, and then to curl my lashes so that they stay up. So okay, so I went viral in February. Oh yeah, and then that like literally right before COVID hit and everything shut down, it was like every single week I had a table telling me that something was coming my way. Like the next table was like this other lady, and she stopped me mid sentence. She's like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "Alex." She's like, "Alex, you're gonna be leading something really big. You're gonna be in charge of something, like managing something." And I was like, "Huh?" And then she was like, "Yeah, you're gonna be in charge of something. I don't know what, but you're gonna be in charge of something really big." And I was like, okay. And then I was like, "Well, is it in San Diego? Because that's where I'm moving to." And she was like, "That's where it may start, but I don't know if that's where it's gonna end." Can you believe that, you guys? And then after that, it was like every single table I had started telling me like, "Oh, something's coming for you. You have big things coming for you." Literally for the next month until COVID shut down. And I had gotten COVID in September of 2019 up until like essentially January of 2020. I went to the ER and they told me I just had an upper respiratory infection, but I know I got COVID before everybody knew what COVID was. And that's why, because I think COVID is signs of ascension, that's why I think all this shit started happening to me right after I got better from COVID. Denise came into the restaurant and it was like I jumped into a vortex, into a parallel reality. So then COVID hit and I was like, "Oh my God, that's what I just had." And then everybody was like dying from it. And I was like, "What? I was fine. Like, what do you mean? And what do you mean there's no cure?" Like they literally gave me a Z pack and what is it? A pump and whatever you get for asthma. Cause I did develop asthma after that. But I was like, "What the heck is going on?" I was so confused. But anyways, so then because COVID hit, I had so much free time that I was able to make all these TikTok videos and I was just having so much fun. I was living my best life, just living in my apartment, making these TikTok videos, and they were all going viral. All my serving skits all went viral. I mean, that's the problem. When you hit success, when you get those numbers right away, once you don't get those numbers, you're like, "Wait, what's happening? What's wrong?" Yeah, that's the problem when people get like go instantly viral. They think like it's easy. It's not easy. It was easy back then because there was less people on the app and nobody was making content like I was. So yeah, that's why. It was I blew up so fast, but I also didn't understand what TikTok was at the beginning. As far as like everyone's gonna end up copying your content. So then everyone ended up just doing the same shit I do. And so then that's when I was like, okay, I'm switching content because I was like, I don't know, I don't want to be like everyone else. And then I ended up switching but I didn't do it like purposely. I didn't know. So I had my Alex Serves account and then I had Alex Serves Tea. And Alex Serves Tea was supposed to be like close friends is now. Alex Serves Tea was supposed to be for people who wanted to get to know me personally because I was like, "Hey, I'm more than just serving skates. I do have other things I would like to talk about. If you guys want to be friends, follow me on Alex Serves Tea." Alex Serves Tea was my backup, essentially my personal account, spam account to Alex Serves. So I had very few people on there. But then I kept going viral on that account and I didn't mean to. Like I would just post a video and it would go viral. And I'm like, "Damn it. I don't know who these people are. This was supposed to be for my little group of people." So then I started following people back who I was like, "Hey, who wants to be like friends only with me?" The people who actually care. And so then I would follow them back and then I would post videos to friends only. So I've been doing this close friends thing for so long. Literally since like 2020 I've been doing this. And so then, which like I know is so Brittany of me because Brittany does also like to be close to like her followings as well. Inhaler, yeah, inhaler, but a nebulizer is another thing. So then, I was doing that, And then I had some drama with another TikToker, like I told y'all. And that helped me get to 10K. So I was like, oh, well, thanks for the shout out, girly pop. Because at the time, I only had like 7,000 followers on that account. And she had 700,000 because she blew up like right away. And I was just irritated because she was doing the exact same videos as me and she was about to hit 1 million. And I'd been on the app for like a year and I was stuck and not growing. And it was like annoying because it's like, what? How did this girl just get the app and already blew up this quickly? And I've been working at this for a year and I haven't hit those numbers. But the TikTok algorithm is really fucked. It will make new people go viral because it wants people to, like, be addicted to it. Damn, my lashes are so fucked up, you guys. I can't get this one to curl. So TikTok will, like, they be love bombing you, And so this there was like a time where it was only new TikTok accounts were blowing up. It happens a lot. It happens in cycles. But that's what happened. And she was blowing up and I was like, hey, there's enough room for everybody. I wasn't mad that she blew up. I was mad that she blew up and it was the same exact content that I was doing and I hadn't blown up to that status yet. And that then people started thinking I was copying her because we were doing the same videos. But I was like, I've been here for a year. She just started. How am I the one that was copying? Then um then I knew she knew who I was because like when you start making videos of a certain content, you've obviously watched content like it before that gives you the idea of I want to do this as well. And then especially if you're on the app, what other creators are doing the kind of content you want to make. And so I was following her and I remember when she had 40K and I was like, yay, I'm so happy to see someone else making videos like me. Like I wasn't mad about it. What bothered me was when the algorithm started fucking me over and then she was like getting all the attention and everyone was like thinking I was copying her and it was so annoying. And obviously at the time I cared about that stuff because I hadn't gone through all my healing stuff. And so I would vent about it on Alex Serves Tea, which I had like no followers on, but I never mentioned her name because I didn't want the drama and I didn't want anybody attacking anybody. So I never said the name and I was like, and it's not her fault. It's TikTok. Well, eventually I ended up just like blocking her because I was like, this is just annoying to see. And it's annoying that people think we're copying each other, whatever. And then she came over to my Alexer's T account and started replying back to people saying like, because then people figured out who it was because it was pretty obvious. So then people were like, oh, is it this person? And I was like, yeah, but like I never wanted to say it. And then she came over to my page and was like, my people told me that you're talking about me, which like I have a hard time believing. I really do think she was just keeping tabs on me, to be real. And then she started like commenting back to my followers being like, I don't even know who this girl is. She's a liar, blah, blah, blah. And started lying because I knew she was lying. I knew she knew exactly who I was. And so for her to sit there and be like, oh, she's lying, she's lying, she's lying. I was like, so her and I started going back and forth in the comments and shit. And she's like, maybe you haven't blown up like me because I'm just better than you or I'm funnier than you. And I was like, oh, hold up. And that's when I grabbed my phone and I made a video reply and I said, you should be thankful for the people who came before you and paved the way for you to be where you are so easily instead of, acting like a bitch. You look like a bitch right now. And so she literally took the part of me saying, you look like a bitch right now and put it on her page to 700,000 followers when I only had 7,000 at the time on that account. And she just said, it just showed me calling her a bitch. Just that part. She didn't put, hey, you should be grateful for the people who came before you, who paved the way for you. No, she just took the part where I said, hey, you look like a bitch right now, put that on her platform, and then said, oh, all because she thinks that I copied her. And so then I got mob attacked, dude. Like, no one wanted to hear my side. No one wanted to know the full story. No one cared to watch the entire video. Like, it was just so bad. And I had people who followed us both who were like, I can't believe you would say that to her, Alex. Like, I thought you were so much better than that. And it just turned into a huge thing. And it was like, I lost thousands of followers in a day. Like, it was just so crazy. And I was like, none of these people even know what happened. And everyone's just attacking me because of what, how she spun the story. Well, I held on to that. And eventually I lost my drive for wanting to create my serving skits, and it's fine. Everything worked out the way it was supposed to because God had other plans. But look at that. I just got a text, positive affirmations. God had other plans, and I'm very grateful. And I had to go through that because it was part of my growth. And eventually I ended up just switching over and making like, my which Alex serves tea, I think I just ended up just starting to use Alex serves tea more because I got to be more of myself. I was grateful for the people who came over. And then she had gone on a live and was like trying to I didn't have a job because I had already left Chili's. And so, but she was trying to say something about like wanting to get me fired or calling the job or some shit. It was weird. She was just saying some weird shit on live. And so people came over to me and were like, hey, just so you know, we see through her shit. We see what she's doing and she's shady. And she was a Cancer. I had problems with cancers. And so I was like, okay, this bitch is fake as fuck. And like she puts on a little innocent act, but she's fake. Well, yeah, I never let go of that, but I just never brought it up again. I never addressed it. I didn't talk about it. I just kept going on about my life and making my own other content. Well, eventually I started making my Chili's content, which turned into like, activists, workers' rights, really political stuff. That was all of 2021 kind of thing. Oh my God, I need to make the rice. That was all 2021 kind of thing. And then, that's what I was really doing. And then I was partnered up with this organization called ROC, Restaurant Opportunity Centers United, who I was working really, really close with. And then one day I saw that she was also working with them, and that just really pissed me off. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me. Like, you already had the other thing. That's what you wanted. I gave it to you. Now you also have to try to take this from me. Like, you've never even done a single video fighting for workers' rights, and now all of a sudden you're going to be working with them. Like, I was so irritated. And I made a video about it and set it to friends only, so not everyone could see it. And somehow she again saw this video. Again, claiming that someone sent it to her. Could have been someone sent it to her, but I just find it interesting that both times that I mentioned, she was right on top of it. But whatever, we're not accusing anybody, right? So anyway, she ended up reaching out to me. This is about a year after the whole debacle. She ended up reaching out to me and was like, hey, can we talk? Like, I just want to clear the air on everything. And so we had a call. We had a FaceTime call. We talked about everything. And I will say this because I never said this publicly, she did admit that she knew who I was. And I have video recording of it. But in the state of California, I need consent from both. So I will not post it. But she did admit that she did know who I was and that she was intimidated by me and was scared of what was going to happen. And that's essentially why she jumped at it first, which is what everyone does. Same thing happened with Malik. If you guys don't know, that's going to have to be a different story because I do not have time right now. It's 2:44 and I have to go finish the rice. I'm done with my makeup now, except for my lips. But you guys will see my whole outfit when it's ready. But I just want to say that for the record, she did admit that she knew who I was when she lied on the comments, and I knew she was lying the whole time because I'm not stupid. But we're cool now, so that's why I'm not going to say her name because we are fine now. We talked it over, and we did make a public announcement about it that, hey, guys, we don't want anyone picking sides because I was like, listen, I'm not going to tell you not to work with this organization who is really we're just here to help each other. So if you want to help with this organization, please, by all means, but also address the fucking elephant in the room that you're a liar. And so she finally did. And so I was happy about that. And I never once publicly talked about it. This is my time publicly talking about it with 2 people on this chat right now. And whoever decides to watch this later on. But it's nice to talk about it, Anyways, then after that, in April of 2022 was when my calendar video went viral. Oh, my ears are ringing. And you guys know what's been happening since then. But oh my God, I really wanted to tell that story. And I'm so glad that I did. But I got to go finish getting ready because we're supposed to have dinner at 4 and it is 2:45 and I got to go get started on the rice. Thankfully, the potato salad is already ready. So that's good. Unfortunately, so sorry, Marissa, I did not end up using this palette today, but I will use it. But I did talk about it, so I'm glad it's on this video. And that's that. Look at that. Look how quickly and easy it was to clean all of that up. Okay, let me show you guys. Obviously, I'm not done because I do still have to do the lips. But, this is, oh my gosh. This is what my eyeshadow looks like. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I think it looks good. Cute, smoky, fall colors, glitter. I added some like highlight in the center of the eye, added the orange color like underneath. I didn't do any black. I usually tried to do like a dark color on the edges, but I think it looks good. Anyways, also have to do my lips. You guys, my face is like not symmetrical. You guys notice that, right? Look how different it is. This side, this is my good side. This is my bad side. Because like the smile is different. Anyways, you guys probably never noticed before, and now you will, that I am not symmetrical. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out. Yay, what a fun little live this was. I got ready, and you guys will probably see the rest up on my stories on Insta. Okay, hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Look at my clock. Time glitch. Glitch in the Matrix because it was not like that before. Hope everybody has a beautiful Thanksgiving. You guys can't even see me. Beautiful Thanksgiving. Eat lots of food with my alien dude. And thanks for hanging out. I love you. I am grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for the life that I have created for myself. I'm so proud of myself. You guys, okay, the reason that the blind is like that is because when I put it over on that side, then it would block the light and it would not be good for filming or for my makeup. That's why it's towards the center. Just in case. Okay. Just in case you were wondering. Okay. All right, guys. Gotta go. Love you. Bye.